Hello guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. The Anomaly, Tensura X Date Alive, by Humps was Chapter 11, A Day in a Life. Rimuru Pav wake up in the morning in a good mood. The sunlight from the window outside shone into the room as Rimuru slowly opened her eyes and sat up. Although she couldn't sleep or dream, letting her mind rest helped her a lot. As she slowly left the room and walked downstairs while still wearing only a simple white shirt and black trousers. Just as Rimuru had just come down to the house, a familiar voice rang out. "Good morning, Rimuru-sama." Knowing that was Ciel's voice, and out of habit, Rimuru replied in her head. Less than good morning, C, greater than. Pausing just before finishing her sentence, she realized something was wrong. Ciel's voice is coming from outside rather than inside Rimuru's head. Quickly realizing that, she looked in the direction of the sound and saw Ciel. She is currently wearing a knee-length blue dress and a white apron. Her silver blue hair is currently tied into a ponytail. Rimuru immediately regretted not paying too much attention to her universal sense. And now, Rimuru and Ciel. The two look almost identical with just a few different details like outfits, expressions, and eye color. Ciel, I need an explanation. Report. I'm cooking breakfast for you and the others, Rimuru-sama. Ciel spoke in an expressionless voice. After that, her voice rang out in Rimuru's head. Less than my existence was found out by Mio Takamiya when I was out scouting, so if I continue to hide my existence, she may cause some trouble for you. Rimuru-sama, greater than. Less than, so that's how you got the information about Ratatochker plan, huh? Greater than. Rimuru and Ciel just stood there, unmoving, because they both know. Just a few seconds later, Toka's figure could be seen slowly walking out of her room. Immediately, Toka stopped and looked at Rimuru and Ciel with wide eyes. Rimuru and Ciel also stopped looking at each other and turned to her. Toka rubbed her eyes a few times as if she were hallucinating. After a while, Toka yelled. Two Rimurus. Rimuru's face was wry as she didn't know how to explain this to the others. Shido Pav, another morning. Shido woke up and started preparing to start a new day. Today is Sunday, so he doesn't have to go to school, so he will spend his day at the spirit house. As he went out into the living room, Katori was already up and was sitting with her favorite lollipop. Oh. Good morning, Oni-chan. Katori greeted him with a smile, and when he noticed, he saw that her hair bow was now white. Shido unconsciously let out a sigh of relief. Even though it was only yesterday, Shido felt like he missed his little sister Katori and Katori in commander mode. Just seeing her smile is enough to make him feel like he's ready for the whole day. Good morning, Katori. Are you ready? We'll go to the spirit house today. Katori said while swinging her legs carelessly. Today he would have to go to the spirit house with Katori. Shido will stay to watch over the other spirits, and Katori will take Rimuru to check the condition of less than Fraxinus greater than. Rimuru has a very independent personality, so Katori says there's no need to keep an eye on her all the time since it will make her feel uncomfortable. Let's go, Shido said and started to leave with Katori following behind. The two walked, talked, and joked with each other on the way. As for the reason why Katori didn't enter the command mode, it seems that Rimuru feels more comfortable around spirits and children, so Katori acts like this is better for Rimuru. After a while, the two had arrived at the door of the spirit house. Even though it looks like an ordinary apartment, the resistance of this house is 100 times better than an ordinary house. Not only that, the house is equipped with a realizer that makes it even more resistant. But before Shido could knock on the door, a loud sound was heard. Two Rimurus. This sound belongs to Toka. Although he didn't understand what those words meant, Toka's voice sounded urgent, so he immediately turned the doorknob. The door wasn't locked. Shido quickly pushed open the door and at the top of the stairs, Toka was still in her pajamas and was looking at Rimuru. Not one but two. Both of them slowly looked at Shido. The movements of both were terrifyingly unison. One Rimuru was wearing a white t-shirt with long black pants and her hair was flowing down her back, the same outfit that she was wearing last night. The other was wearing a blue dress with a white apron and had her hair tied in a ponytail. Hey! A small gasp sound came out as Yoshino just woke up, and so is Kagaya and Yuzuru due to Toka yelling. After everyone got down to the house, Katori and Shido arrived right after Toka shouted. The others woke up to Toka's scream. And now every stare is at Rimuru and Seal. Less than. How do you explain this? Greater than. Less than don't worry Rimuru-sama, I got a plan for this. Greater than. While Rimuru was still unsure of what to do, Seal quickly spoke up. Looks like everyone here. I'll introduce myself. I'm Seal, an existence you call a spirit and Rimuru Tempest's partner. Everyone present including Rimuru let out a surprised voice at Seal's introduction. In the back, Katori quickly changed her ribbon to black. Rimuru just watched Katori with a confused expression but decided not to speak up. On the other side, Seal slowly took off her apron and let her hair down. Ciel's blue dress was now able to show its full beauty when it was no longer restrained by the apron, and with her back-length silver blue hair, she was so beautiful and cut to the point of it being scary. But wait. Both Rimuru and Seal looked the same. Everyone right now kept looking back and forth between Rimuru and Seal. Rimuru and Seal are almost opposites. One has a manly look with many expressions, and one has a feminine look, but her face is expressionless. Okay. I need a better explanation for this, Katori said after changing the ribbon. But before anyone else says anything more, grrgrgr. Toka's belly protesting sound could be heard amid this silence. I just woke up so I haven't eaten yet so. Toka quickly found an excuse to avoid embarrassment. I already made breakfast, shall we eat together and take care of the rest after? Seal said, and then everyone gradually looked towards Rimuru as if waiting for her opinion. Less than wait. Why are you looking at me? Greater than Rimuru smiled wryly as she spoke up. Then. Let's have breakfast first, Rimuru said and hoped everyone would respond. Yeah, breakfast. Toka shouted and quickly rushed into the kitchen first. Sometimes Toka's childishness is needed. Rimuru and the others quickly followed after Toka. As soon as they entered the kitchen, everyone took turns surprised at the breakfast cooked by Seal. Although there weren't many dishes and the dishes were just everyday dishes, but the layout is very beautiful and eye-catching. I don't need to eat so I'll be waiting, Seal said and then went to sit next to Rimuru. And as soon as everyone settled into their seats, Toka was still the first to eat first. Rimuru smiled wryly as though they hadn't known each other for a long time. She was able to guess most of their personalities. Wow, it's delicious, Seal-san. It started with Toka's compliment and was followed by the others. Even the puppet Yoshinon praised the food as delicious even though it couldn't eat. Both Kagaya and Yuzuru also enjoyed and praised the food Seal made. But despite those compliments, Seal still didn't react at all and just looked at Rimuru and expected her evaluation. Rimuru slowly also enjoyed his share and spoke up. It's delicious, Rimuru said with a somewhat surprised voice. I am grateful for your compliments, Rimuru-sama, Seal said, and as soon as the others heard the word, sama, both Katori and Shido looked at Rimuru as if they didn't expect this. Knowing that there would be more problems, Rimuru only smiled wryly and uttered. Ahaha. Don't mind about this, Rimuru said and quickly averted the gazes from the two of them. As she looked back at her breakfast, Rimuru noticed something strange. Where did Seal get the ingredients for cooking? And the meat in the dishes doesn't look like it's from this world. Rimuru slowly looked over at Seal, who still kept an innocent face looking at Rimuru as she tilted her head slightly. Sighing, she gave up and continued with breakfast. After everyone finished eating, Katori quietly stood up and looked at Rimuru and Seal. Okay. You two follow me to less than Fraxinus greater than. While Rimuru along with Seal and Katori will go up to less than Fraxinus greater than, Shido will stay at the spirit house with the others. On the way, Rimuru looked at Katori with a little wonder. As for the other spirits, all of their memories were sealed, but for Katori, only a small part of her memories were sealed. She is puzzled by Mio's abnormal actions. It is unclear why she does it. While Rimuru was still thinking, they were teleported to less than Fraxinus greater than. Upon appearing on less than Fraxinus greater than, Rimuru was greeted by the sleepless woman named Rain once again. She slowly walked in front of Kotori as her head keeps swinging back and forth as if she might fall at any moment. Rain suddenly stopped and stared at Rimuru and Seal without taking her eyes off her. It seemed that Kotori had contacted Rain before, so she didn't ask anything about Seal, and Kotori went straight to the topic. Rain will run some tests on both of you and then we can talk. Kotori was speaking when she stopped as she saw Rain approaching and staring at Rimuru and Seal. She took a few more steps and focused all of her attention on Rimuru. Looks like the sealing is done, isn't it? Rain suddenly spoke in a disinterested tone. Rain's words immediately take Kotori by surprise. It makes Rimuru wonder why Kotori hadn't been warned about this. Wait, what do you mean, Rain? Kotori asked in surprise. Follow me, I'll show you the tape, Rain said and led everyone to the command center room. Rain played a video recording last night on the Spirit House. Although the video is quite blurry due to being recorded from a distance, people can still see things to some extent. The whole scene was Rimuru touching Shidhu's lips, and then her spiritual power stat was no longer detected by Fraxen. How? Kotori muttered in disbelief. Kotori looked surprised after watching the video while Seal looked annoyed. Kotori sighed and muttered, looks like there's a lot of work to do. After realizing what needed to be done, Kotori quickly spoke to Rain. Rain, check their condition. Is that okay with you too? Kotori said and consulted Seal and Rimuru. Okay, no problem. After a while, both Rimuru and Seal went through the inspection process. They used various scanning and measuring devices to make statistics about Rimuru and Seal's physical, mental, and spiritual power. If she has to say, lying for a long time in a giant machine is not a very comfortable experience. That process also took a long time, and after it was completed, Kotori started questioning Rimuru and Seal. With a deep breath and a lollipop in her mouth, Kotori spoke up. Okay, let's start. Seal, can you explain your existence? No, at least not now. There are things beyond your understanding, Seal said with an expressionless voice. Hearing Ciel's answer, Kotori showed a bit of disturbance but moved on to other questions. What about the method of sealing your own spiritual energy into Shidhu? Kotori said and turned her face towards Rimuru as if expecting an answer. Although Rimuru's expression didn't change, inside she was panicking. Everything is analyzed and planned by Seal. Rimuru couldn't even understand the true nature of Riryoku and could only use it as an instinct. But knowing her master, Seal quickly spoke up. It's one of Rimuru-sama's abilities, only she can do it. Without thinking much, Rimuru nodded along to Ciel's words. If it was planning or negotiating, Rimuru could handle on her own, but as for matters that were meant to be used to understand things like this, Rimuru had to leave it to Ciel. Kotori, after hearing Ciel's explanation, just nodded. She looked in Ciel's direction and spoke up. There's another important question. Ciel, why can't we detect any spiritual energy from you? Very simple, Ciel said in an expressionless voice and then moved closer to Rimuru. Because I'm a part of Rimuru-sama, Ciel said and then dissolved into a cloud of black smoke. It then gradually absorbed into Rimuru's body. Seeing this transformation, Kotori's eyes widen. After that, Ciel reappears and the conversation goes on for a while. Most of Kotori's questions were answered in such a way that Kotori could not add any information. Knowing that she wouldn't get any more information from Rimuru and Ciel, Kotori ended the conversation here. It's done. But before we send you back, let me introduce you to the crew of the less than Fraxinus greater than ship. Quote. Okay. Rimuru accepted as there was no reason to refuse. And that was a bad decision. When the door to the control room opened, the scene inside is extremely chaos. The crews, each of them doing their own thing, playing with figures, calling their lover, drinking wine, and nailing the voodoo doll. The most noticeable was a tall young man with long blonde hair, wearing a white suit with black trim, and was rubbing his cheek against the commander's chair. And the rest? She wasn't sure how to describe it. Before Rimuru could say anything, Kotori slowly approached and knocked the guy who was hugging the commander's seat. This is Kanazuki, the vice commander of Fraxinus, who has more intelligence than a dog. Kotori said after kicking Kanazuki and sitting in the commander chair like she didn't care. Kanazuki fell backward but quickly sat up and suddenly looked strangely serious. Less than need someone to explain what's going on. Or get me out of here. Greater than Rimuru yelled in her mind. As if nothing happened, Kotori spoke up. Let me introduce the trusted crewman in less than Fraxinus greater than. Is that so? Rimuru said with an uncertain voice. Kotori threw her coat with a majestic look and spoke up. Such as. And then with a strong voice, Kotori pointed at one of the crew members and spoke up. Having married 5 times, romance master less than bad marriage greater than Kawago. Less than. Huh. What's the point of that? Greater than. Boasting great popularity with the Filipina in the stores at night, less than boss greater than Mikimoto. Her love rivals encounter misfortune one by one. Less than nail knocker greater than Shizuki. Man with 100 brides less than dimension breaker greater than Nakatsugawa. Due to her love, the law won't let her within 500 meters of her loved one less than deep love greater than Manoa. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Why are these people here? Rimuru mumbled and felt like she had made a bad decision when being involved with this organization. Seal looked completely uninterested in what was going on while Rimuru looked like she wanted to leave this place. The door behind Rimuru slowly opened, but Rimuru and Seal both ignored it because, with universal sense, they already knew it was rain. She slowly walked behind Rimuru and placed her hand on Rimuru's shoulder. Usually, this is just a casual act to get other people's attention. However, there was a feeling from Rimuru's Saphira. It felt like someone was trying to analyze Rimuru's Saphira. And more than that, less than spirit power. Greater than. But before Rimuru could do anything, Seal took Rain's arm and removed it from Rimuru's shoulder. Seal just now was still quite a distance away from Rimuru and she moved almost instantly and grabbed Rain's hand. It all happened in less than a second and everyone on the less than Fraxinus greater than ship immediately looked at Rimuru, Seal, and Rain in surprise. Less than master, I have identified that the individual Rain is a spirit. However. Greater than less than however. Greater than Rimuru wondered as Seal appeared uncertain about something. Less than I can't find any recorded information about her. Greater than. Less than so no one knows of her existence. Greater than. Less than yes, that's right. Master. Greater than. Less than can you learn more about her ability through spiritual energy. Greater than. Less than that's not possible. Saphira were all derived from the primordial spirit, there was no difference in spiritual power. They differ only in the emotions that make them, and that alone is not enough to analyze their abilities. Greater than. Spirits. Need more research. Back to the present, Rimuru and Seal were standing completely still in front of the others. Rain stopped her actions. The inside of her tired eyes seemed to have expressed some sort of surprised expression. The atmosphere in the control room became tense and only stopped when Kotori spoke up. Quote. Rain, do you have something to say? Kotori broke the silence. Oh, I just came to ask Rimuru and Seal to go home and rest, Rain spoke up as if nothing had just happened. As that's so, thanks. I'll take the 2 of them home by myself. Kotori said then slowly walked out, signaling Rimuru and Seal to follow. From the way she moved, it looked like she was still tense about Ciel's actions just now. Rimuru simply sighed and along with Seal followed Kotori back to the spirit house. Kotori brought Rimuru to the front door and left in a hurry. It seems like there is going to be a lot of work to be done. With a sigh, Rimuru stepped into the house. And inside. Ah, Rimuru-san, Seal-san. You 2 are finally back. Let's know more about each other. Toka said in an excited voice. It looked like she, along with the others and Shido, had been waiting for Rimuru to return. The spirits and the others have treated Rimuru quite well, so it would be better to get along with them. And one more thing. Rimuru looked over at Seal. In the first place, she didn't think that Seal would show up openly like this. But the fact that the people around accepted her without being wary was another surprise. Rimuru didn't understand how everyone could accept things so quickly. Is this normal? Or is it because they are too friendly? But anyways. Let's get along, shall we? Toka's eyes lit up. she grabbed Rimuru and Ciel's hands and led them both to the sofa. Even though Rimuru has found out that Rain is a spirit now, since she doesn't want to bother Rimuru much, let's just leave things alone and find out more information about her. But now, Mio Takamiya is still as annoying as ever. Mio Pav. Floating in the sky above Tengu City, Mio Takami silently observed the two individuals she was interested in. The existence of both of them was unexplainable. Rimuru is somehow able to move between worlds, Ciel is a strange existence of unknown origin and cannot be destroyed. And there's that energy source. The energy is released while Mio Takami fought Rimuru in the neighboring world. An energy full of chaos but with properties surprisingly similar to her angel. Less than Ain greater than angel of nothingness. Combined with her spiritual energy, the two energies somehow fused to form a very chaotic Saphira. Every second that passed, the Saphira tried to erase itself from existence but never succeeded. But there is one more thing worth noting. Every time a new spirit was created, two main things were needed: spiritual power and emotions. However, in the process of creating that special Saphira, not a single emotion was transmitted. An emotionless Saphira. Plus to that, when the Saphiras were created, they were very harmful to humans. Yet Rimuru, a girl of unknown origin, was able to safely absorb this new spirit's power, causing Mio Takami to constantly watch carefully. Her destructive power and intelligence are both impressive. What a troublesome child. Mio Takamiya's single quote's distorted voice echoed in the sky that no one could hear. That cautiousness, combat experience, magic, and strange energy. All of which makes Rimuru and Ciel a threat to her plans. However, that would help Shinji.